Hola amigas, hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I really wanted to let you guys in and share with you guys our process of buying our first casita. So exciting. Ever since we moved back from Rhode Island back to upstate New York, that was one of the things that we really wanted. We really wanted to own our first home because we were in Rhode Island, we were renting apartments like crazy and basically making everybody else rich, and we were sitting on no equity for ourselves. When we came back, the market here is a lot more affordable than it was in Rhode Island, so we knew that we can definitely buy our first home here and not be financially broke or financially broken by our home. So that was our plan, and of course a lot of things happened. I got pregnant, coronavirus, and the market has just been crazy. But I'm sharing this video because I want to share with you guys how we got pre-approved for our home for anyone else that is interested in buying their first home as well. Since I had to do a lot of this research on my own, and it really frustrated me because there wasn't a lot of people out there that really were available to help us. Most people led us to websites. So I did a lot of research, and I just found it in my heart to just share it and make a video so that you guys don't have to go through all the trouble and all the wasted time and hours spent reading and researching and Googling. And it'll just be a one-stop shop video here. Step number one. So when we made the decision together as a couple that we wanted to buy our first home, the first thing that I wanted to do was to have us sit down and determine how much home we can afford. Because like I said, I didn't want us to be house broke. That is definitely not something that I want for us or our family or our future. So I want to make sure that the time was right. So there was two things that we were kind of going back and forth. Do we want our first home to be an investment home where we kind of have a timeline of 5 to 7 years, or did we just want it to be a home that we just love it, that we just love on it, that we don't necessarily have a specific number of years in mind, that we really want to make it our own, and when the time comes that we'll just know and we'll be ready to move on. So step number two for us, once we figured out a mortgage number, monthly mortgage payment that we wanted to stick to, then we had to prepare all of our finances for the mortgage process. All right, so the last thing I wanted was to go into this and be blindsided by a lender or someone telling us that you're not even prepared, which actually ended up happening to us. So I want to make sure this doesn't happen to you guys. So we knew nothing. We did no research. We went straight to a bank, and we're like, hey, we're interested in buying our first home, da 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 da. And when the lady broke down our finances and all the things that we needed, we left there feeling so dumb. I was so mad at myself because I'm usually so prepared, and I wasn't, because we were just so excited that we made the decision. So let me break down to you guys all the things that you have to dive in and dig into your personal finances to make sure that you're prepared to buy a home, that you're gonna get pre-approved, because you don't want to go through all that process and you don't even get pre-approved. So I'm gonna give you guys all the tips. Okay, so there's three main things that I have learned that you need in order to get qualified or pre-approved on a home. Number one, you need good credit. Number two, you need cash to close. And number three, you need a verifiable income. All right, so let's start with number one, which is the good credit. You need to do a deep dive into your credit score. And I don't mean just checking out Credit Karma. Go on to the 3 credit bureaus and do a deep dive of your credit score, the entire history and all 3 of your reports. So the credit score that they use is the FICO score. FICO score, you guys, I would definitely check out some real estate agents or some mortgage lender videos that this is their niche and they know a lot more about explaining what a FICO score is. But I think that's the middle number out of the 3. So let's say you have a 750, a 700, and a 650. The 700, which is the middle one, is the score that they're going to use to determine your pre-approval. So in our case, we had some credit building to do. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we definitely had our work cut out for us. So for us to improve our credit score right away, the first thing that we did was check our credit report, call them and eliminate any reports that were on there that were inconsistent or wrong. And we also had to pay down credit card debt. It was huge. We knew that if we didn't pay down credit card debt, we couldn't improve our credit score and we wouldn't be able to get pre-approved on a loan. We paid off $5,000 of credit card debt in 3 months. It's crazy, but we did it. I don't know how, actually, I don't even know. I look back and I'm so impressed that we actually did that because it just sounded at the time so discouraging, but we paid it all off. It was at zero. It was like, glory to God, we did it. So the next thing was cash to close. So we needed money saved to be able to put down on a house, right? So I know there's like tons of financial gurus that have amazing advice for you guys on how much money you should put down. I definitely recommend that you check out their videos. It's some of the best advice out there, especially Dave Ramsey's guidance on how to buy your first home. On top of that, I learned as we kept going in this process that closing costs are really expensive. What a learning curve that was. We started a monthly budget and I started cutting a lot of stuff. I really cut down our groceries. I really minimized how we ate. We weren't eating out at all. I mean, I was making coffee at home. We're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner at home. Everything was at home. I'm making the baby food. The baby's food's being made because it was so much cheaper than buying it. We cut out cable. And whenever my mom offered to make us a meal, I took that meal real quick. Okay. All right, so the next step I want to talk to you guys about was debt to income ratio. All right, I am not an expert at this, but I am going to read it off my phone to make sure that I am not spreading any misinformation. Okay, so your debt to income ratio is all your monthly debt payments divided by your gross monthly income. This number is one way for lenders to measure your ability to manage the monthly payments to repay the money you plan to borrow. Okay, so one of the things that we did to lower our debt to income ratio was 1, pay off all our credit card debt, and 2, we wanted to keep a bare bones budget. So that basically means all of your monthly payments are just on necessities only. This was not easy and it was a fight actually to cut off the cable with my husband, but cable was one of the things that we cut off. We knew that we wanted to buy a home. When my lease was up on my car, we did not keep our livelihood of having 2 cars. We ended up downsizing and just staying with 1. I definitely downsized with buying clothes. I have really cut out buying clothes and I have sold a lot of clothes out of my closet and I am starting my wardrobe from scratch and I really love it. It actually feels freeing to get rid of lots of clothes that are just sitting in my closet, just sitting there, not really doing anything, not being worn, and really scaling back and starting at a minimalistic lifestyle, which I am totally loving right now. So there is a way to calculate your debt to income ratio, and again I'm gonna read it because I want to make sure I don't say anything wrong. What you do is you add up all your monthly debt payments and divide them by your gross monthly income. Your gross monthly income is generally the amount of money you earn before your taxes and other deductions are taken out. All right, so let's do an example. If you pay $1,500 a month for your mortgage and another $100 a month for a car loan and $400 a month for the rest of your debts, your monthly debt payments are $2,000. If your gross monthly income is $6,000, then your debt to income ratio is 33%. $2,000 is 33% of $6,000. Interesting that I found this online, but evidence from studies of mortgage loans suggests that borrowers with a higher debt to income ratio are more likely to run into trouble making monthly payments. The 43% debt to income ratio is important because in most cases that is the highest ratio a borrower can have and still get a qualified mortgage. Now, it does go on to say that there are some exceptions, but I definitely wanted to make sure that we kept this number really low. All right, so the next tip is to get your documentations in order. I mean, they do a deep dive into all of your personal financial statements and information, so get ready to really start doing your homework and getting all this paperwork ahead of time, so when you're ready to submit it, you've already did all the hard work. The documents they're going to need to verify your finances for your mortgage application are pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, if you freelance or have self-employment income, and copies of your last two tax returns, and optionally they might also want to see any 401k or retirement account statements as well. So that's our story, you guys. That's our home buying process and journey, all the things that we needed to get to this point right now, which is the pre-approval and searching for our first home. But another tip, while you're still searching for a home, don't stop saving. You want to keep saving money because you don't want to drain your entire down payment and closing costs all on the house and not have a little bit of money for, let's say, 1 to 3 or 3 to 6 month expenses covered. You don't know in this market right now, especially what could happen to your circumstances, and you don't want to be already in the negatives. So I'm so excited to share with you guys our home buying journey process. If you're also buying a home, let me know in the comments down below. We'll encourage and uplift each other because it is a crazy market right now. There are so many buyers and not enough houses, and people are just being crazy and wild and asking way over asking price, and I'm just not gonna do it. No, it's not gonna happen to me. Sorry. All right, guys, I love you guys. God bless you. Mwah. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.